Hey, happy Monday, everybody. How's it going, guys?
Well, it's going as well as could be expected with all this weather.
Facts, man, facts. Oh, shit. How about, I hope everybody is doing okay. Badel was just saying before we got the stream going that Shuby's still without power. Good thing he's got that generator, but still, it's a long time without the proverbial power there. I'll tell you what.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
just a quick
Especially
spell
if
for
you
that
don't
real
have
quick. Like, I mean, even if you got like 20 or 25 gallons of gas, you think that's a lot, but like, I was
you blow through
looking
that.
up, like the average generator uses like 4 to 5 gallons a day.
Mm.
So it's like, okay, so you got 4, maybe 5 days of power, and he's almost on day number 2. So he's already halfway through, and it's like cutting it close, I feel.
Yeah, diesel gens are where it's at.
Oh,
For
not
a
losing
little
power
more-
is where it's at. I'm just saying.
Well, true. But if you're in the situation, diesel gens and wood burning fireplaces, old
Yes.
school.
Yep. Facts. Yeah, not the pellet things, because pellet stoves, you need the electricity to kick it off.
Oh,
Yeah. So but yes, I like fireplaces, but that's a
See,
old
and
man thing, probably.
that's how I made it through one of our streams one time. Because remember how we were on a stream last year and I got booted off? Well, we
Yeah.
had lost
Yes.
power because of the winter storm. The
Yes.
only reason we made it through that night was because we had a wood burning fireplace.
There you go. There it
Because
is.
it was like by the end of the night, it was like negative like 20 degrees. So yeah, it was not a good one.
Shit. No, you can keep that shit. Although that's probably what's happening with Jar right now. I can't reach him. I'm hoping he's okay. So man, we'll see.
Up there in Kamida, having all the fun.
Oh crap. Well, I hope everybody that's in our listening audience is safe. And if you're watching this on the replay, hope you're safe. Stay warm. Like I told my granddaughter when she was like, I want spring. I'm like, yeah, you got about another 2 months of this stuff here before we can think about spring. So we shall see.
And it's kind of crazy because like we didn't really get much ice, maybe just a little bit of rain and some sprinkles, and the snow I got was maybe an inch, like maybe.
Wow.
So
Yeah, we
didn't really get hit with much, if anything.
Yeah, you must have been in the same position as I was, where it was literally just too cold to snow. Because like I've heard a bunch of people talking about, oh, we got like 10 inches, we got like a foot, we got 2 feet, and I'm like, we didn't get anything because it was negative 15 degrees.
Yeah, there you go.
I always say, like in the wintertime, I like it when it snows because that means it warms up. Like when you get snow, it's like 20, 30 degrees, somewhere around there. When it's like negative 20, negative 30 plus the wind chill, it's like you're not going to get anything except for clouds.
I was going to say frostbite. That's about what you're going to get at that point. Oh, man. Yeah, we got, my neck of the woods, we got about 18, 20 inches. And now the temperature is starting to drop. So, it's going to get that nice little frozen layer over it. Yay. So there it is. What do you guys think? Say hey to the chat real quick.
Yeah, sounds good.
And Lad Lewis in the house. Have a good day to you, sir. Appreciate you being in here, stopping in. Let's see who else we got here. If you're a channel member on my channel, bingos, bangos in the chat for Joe. How's it going there, buddy? Miss you. I hope the job is going well. Hope you're safe out where you're at. Is this Andy? Yep. Holy cannoli. It's Andy. I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. I hope you're doing all right. We got about 12 inches, she says. My boy in New Hampshire, got 2 feet. I believe that. We got, I'm not far from the New Hampshire border, and we got 18 to 20. Wood burner definitely necessary. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Let's see. Apadilla. Hopefully I didn't mess up that name. How's it going? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. And all set in the house. How's it going,
Welcome,
bud?
bro. Welcome.
And yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting the wrong. You guys are moving the chat. It's like,
hey, it's not me. It's not me.
No, I know. All right, wait. Boom. There we go. All right, there we go. What are you saying? I'm doing jumping jacks at speed. Well, God bless you there, JB. All right. God bless you. Hopefully
must be
not
warm where you're at, because I think everybody else in chat's probably free.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, hopefully you're not doing jumping jacks and your speedo out in the snow. Anyway,
or he's just he's got that Russian in him, like walking around with flip flops in the snow.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we got some stuff to talk about tonight. I'd be interested to see what people in the chat are be thinking about some of what we got to cover tonight. What do you think? Is it going to be a hot topic, guys, or what?
I mean, it depends on if anyone gets me ranting or not.
Uh-oh.
I didn't get a chance to look at the topic, so I got no idea. I've been on the phone for a little over 2 hours since I got home, so
that's all right.
Got my electric bill lowered a little bit. Got a nice $200 refund check. So,
there you go.
That'll go right back to the electric company.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's just gonna be this. Yeah,
they're like, do you want it as a credit or would you like a check? And I go, you know what? I'll take a check just so I see it hit my account before it goes right back to you guys.
Yeah,
I would have just taken the credit.
Yeah.
Credit. Well, you don't see the money though. It doesn't feel that important, even though it goes right back to them. But
well, that's all. I would have just left it, because then, like, you got to pay the fee to pay them and all that. Like, you can just keep all that. I'll save the $3 extra.
There you go. Well, I mean, go ahead. Jump us in there, BC. What do you think?
Where do we want to start this off? Do we want to start off with what the week is looking like this week, and then dive into some of the other stuff we had?
Why not?
We'll save the fun article for last. All right. Well, let me get this one pulled on up here. So we do have a busy week this week, as this article says. The week ahead, the Fed meeting is this week. We get that lack of an interest rate decision, because I doubt they do anything, and some geopolitical upheaval as always. 2026 has been starting off strong. So Fed looking to take a backseat in January. The Federal Reserve will hold its first policy meeting of the year this week, announcing its decision on Wednesday. No change in interest rates is anticipated, as Fed Chief Jerome Powell signaled back at the December meeting that after 3 consecutive 25 basis point cuts, the central bank is well positioned to wait and see how the economy evolves. Concern about the labor market necessitated the Fed to resume its easing cycle in September after jobs growth ground to a halt over the summer, even as inflation had stayed stubbornly above the 2% target. But there are signs that the job market has stabilized. And although the current no hire, no fire conditions are hardly screaming of recovery, the Fed can afford to take some time out to get a better picture of what's happening to inflation amid a lot of noise in the data caused in part by the government shutdown, which, just this morning, we got some backdated data. So we're still kind of waiting to see how everything is going on. Like, it dives in here, that CPI that came out for December, 2.7%. Inflation, not anywhere close to that 2% target.
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It's just all a big, like, smoke and mirror joke to me, at this point.
It really is, and it has been for a while. You know, they've lied. They've
Fair
been
enough.
lying out of one side of their mouth while saying completely different things out of the other side. So
Absolutely.
we did get a little bit of positive data. You know, GDP growth rate 5.4%. But like it had said earlier in the article, where Jerome Powell's kind of navigating some murky waters with all the data, that was heavily diminished by the acceleration that we saw in the pricing index. So even though your GDP grew extremely, a bit of that was just because everything was a little more expensive.
Yeah.
So
Right.
inflation
Right.
really kicking things in the butt for now. We did have this one as well. So Jerome Powell has served his time at the Fed, and in turn, here let's get into it. It is possible, of course, the biggest highlight of this week might not come from the Fed or the data. President Trump may well try to steal Powell's thunder by finally announcing who he will nominate to replace him in May. It is thought that the president has narrowed the selection to 4 candidates: White House economic advisor Kevin Hassett, Fed Governor Christopher Waller, former Fed Governor Kevin Warsh, and Rick Ryder, who is BlackRock's chief bond investment manager and a recent addition to the list. So we'll kind of have to keep our eyes on that. You know, that's a very big data drop. That's not really, it's not really economic data, but this could give us a whole different outlook for how the rest of 2026 might go.
That's true. That's true. And it's going to be a rocky year regardless, I think, data aside, because the Fed's got to take so much more into account. I know we're going to get into that in the one of the other articles a little bit, but it's like, it's going to be interesting to see. You know, he's going to put a sycophant in there, so they're going to do whatever he wants. You know, then he's still trying, well, supposedly trying to grow us out of this. Do you think we're actually going to grow out of this, or what? Is he going to be able to move this economy that far, that fast?
I mean, a lot of that is just going to depend on the other moves that he's been making. Things like we'll talk about in the next article, because as you can see, Greenland is in the title, and
Yes.
stuff like that could really help us economically. You know, it gives us
Facts.
a lot of things that we didn't have in our economy. So instead of actually doing anything to grow the economy, you're just acquiring new pieces to add to your economy, which would help out a little bit. We've
Fair
also got
enough.
a lot of deals that we're trying to make in the background. So it really just depends on what he does outside of that. Me personally, I'm kind of favoring Governor Waller, who has
Okay.
been pretty in line with a lot of the things that Trump has wanted when everyone else was saying, oh, 25 basis point rate cut, or they were talking about holding. Waller was talking about 50 basis point rate cuts. So when we had a dissent on the last decision, his dissent was for a 50 basis point rate cut. Then we had a dissent uh, for holding things steady, and then a dissent for, I believe it was an interest rate hike because of inflation. So they've been
Don't
pretty
worry,
mixed.
inflation is transitory.
Right. Oh yeah.
Sorry,
Well,
I had to. There we go.
no, I don't think that one's ever gonna get lived down.
Yeah, I know. Man.
It's a nonsense word that really doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, facts. Well, do you think that we're gonna feel it like, okay, let's say, you know, I get it, you know, the potential of acquiring different things with Greenland, et cetera. Again, we're gonna talk about that, but like if he's able to really get this motor running with the economy, do you think that's gonna trickle down to us? Are we gonna
Mm,
feel the positivity with that?
not in the short term, but if we can have a stronger dollar, if we can have a stronger
Right.
economy. If in 40 years we're not like really struggling because we made some of the right moves now, when we're in one of the craziest empire building times we've seen, because it's not just one empire that's trying to build, we've got 3 empires that are trying to really position themselves to be the superpower that makes it out on top.
Yep.
So a lot of this is going to depend on what he does, what kind of deals we can have in place. Because like if we don't have any of that, then all of these complaints we have now aren't even going to matter anyway in like 50 years.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not
Yeah,
wrong.
I mean, that's what I was going to say. Is like the short-term effect, I don't think we'll see it. In the long term, for sure. You know, I don't know how much we'll see it, but I mean, if the prices stay the same of certain things and don't go up in 5, 8, maybe 10 years, okay, that's better. But you know, we're not going to see it now, and we may not see like the savings later on. But it's instead of the price increase, the price will just stay the same.
Mm-hmm. Which I'd be okay with if we're also making the dollar stronger. That's that big thing. It's like if we can have a stagnation in our GDP price index, but we can see a stronger dollar, it's the same thing as if the price index went down and things were cheaper. So
time will tell, I guess.
Most definitely.
I mean, you guys enjoy seeing it, but anyway.
Sure. I mean, some people enjoy seeing it more than others, you know.
Yeah, well, okay. I was talking like you'll be here, I won't. But yeah, that's true. That's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, you got to think about our kids, not us. All right.
Well, yeah, I wish the government would think about our kids and not us, because then we wouldn't be almost $39 trillion in debt. But let's not get me going about that. Holy shit.
Oh,
anyway.
See, and that's another one where it's like we can't even touch that. But if we could grow our economy, you know, we might be able to do something about our debt. Whereas right now we're kind of stagnating. And that's a big part of the problem, especially as you're taking people out of the workforce, especially as AI becomes a big part of things. If we we're going to have more money that the government is going to have to spend if we're going to be the kind of economy that has robust welfare systems. And if we're taking workers out of the system that are paying taxes, this is just going to accelerate the debt exponentially.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. I saw you just highlighted it. Go ahead, bring that up. Yeah. Yeah. Every man for themselves. Yeah, you're spot on there.
You said my 5-letter favorite word.
Which one was that?
Starts with a T. There's actually been a lot of people I've been seeing lately saying how like they're not going to file taxes because they don't approve of where all the money is going.
Like, okay, well you have fun with that when the government decides that yeah, we're going to come for this money now, because guess what? They can literally just take your whole paycheck and leave you with a penny in your bank account. They don't have to ask for permission. There's the government contract that you have with the government. If they want the money, they're gonna take it. So,
Yep. They got the guns. That's we'll just leave it at that. Speaking of they've got the guns, maybe we move to the next article.
I'm fine with that one. So, this was a big one. We saw this really accelerate over the past week. And then we kind of got a little bit of clarity towards the end of the week. And Trump says he has a framework Greenland deal as NATO mulls the idea of U.S. sovereignty over bases. So we all kind of saw this explode here. So President Trump said Wednesday that he had reached a framework of a deal with NATO over Greenland's future, hours after alliance officials separately discussed the possibility of the United States obtaining sovereignty over land for military bases, according to 3 officials familiar with the talks. Trump's announcement was among a series of moves on Wednesday that appeared to draw the United States back from the possibility of military and economic conflict with his allies over Greenland, an autonomous territory of Denmark. Mr. Trump also withdrew the threat of additional tariffs for European allies that had resisted his insistence on owning Greenland and said he would not use force to assert American ownership. And we can kind of get into more of it, but I felt like this was more of a discussion topic.
Listen, we've already talked a little bit about this over previous episodes with his diplomacy with no my air quotes there with the tariffs and with everything else, and just the way he's basically, again, as you put it, empire building, Monroe Doctrine, bam, here it is, get the out of our backyard kind of thing. And and this is what I was kind of hinting at with regard to the Fed. The Fed have got to start taking this kind of diplomacy, I'll keep using that word with my air quotes, into account now, because look what's happened with the markets. They talk about like volatility in the markets because of stuff like this. This is like a new ranking factor for the Fed. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about, like, am I out of my mind here? Am I off base?
Well, I mean, more than just that, where it was like, the route that he took really shot himself in the foot and made it more of the global conflict than it even needed to be, which had that impact on the markets. Whereas if you had came in a little less hostile, being like, okay, well, we want Greenland. Denmark, you haven't paid your NATO bills in a while. You want to call it square if you just let us have Greenland and sovereignty over it, which we've already been protecting for you anyway. Like, there's so many better ways where this could have gone down, which would have had a lot less market impact, which would have pissed so less people off. But that's not the Trump style. It's really
no, that
not.
isn't his style, not at all. Well, I mean, and you brought it up when we were talking, I don't remember if it was last week or the week before, when we were talking about Venezuela. Like, we're making enemies everywhere. Okay, again, short term, like Badel was saying earlier, okay, in the short term, yeah, okay, double thumbs. But like a generation from now, ouch, for what may be brewing in the world against the U.S. I think it's true. Let's I just want to shout out a couple of people. Shuby was in the chat. We're gonna say hey to him real quick. But the gold prospecting king, I'll dig for gold over e-currency. Hey, listen, you ain't gonna hear anybody here saying we don't like gold. We love gold. Promote it all the time. Actually doing an entire Sound Money series through my Crypto Mindset Minutes right now. But hey, unfortunately, I think the e-currency, so like digital currency, is gonna be a happening thing, whether we want it to be or not. And like I said, Shuby was here. He did just say he was leaving. Be safe, man. Yeah, I hope you get power back soon. Sorry, I just wanted to give those shout outs, guys.
I was surprised he showed up in the chat.
Yeah, same.
I kind of thought you would, at least to say hi, maybe a little bit after that, but probably not for that long.
Yeah.
Well, conserve the power on the phone, man. I get it.
Oh, yeah.
I get it.
Well, I think Nightbot got it right the first time. Oh, it
yeah, I think the first time, yeah. Yeah, because then it went down to 25%. Well, that's because I interrupted him. That it went down to 25%. Oh, crap. Well, I mean, Badel, what about you, man? What do you think about this whole prospect with the way he handled the Greenland thing? I mean, we're obviously going to get something out of it. Well, multiple things out of it, I guess, when you break it all down there. But what do you think?
I haven't really looked.
No choking on stream, dude.
I haven't really looked that much into it, so I really don't know all that much.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like we can just go in there and take it over. It's got to be acquired neutrally.
Well, we're getting pockets of what I'm guessing will be total control throughout the continent there, the country or whatever. And other things, mineral rights. We don't have to negotiate for like help me, BC. I'm having a brain cramp right now.
Oh, okay. So we're going to have our military bases, and these aren't going to be contracts that we're going to have to renew every so often. We've got mineral rights. So there'll be certain areas of Greenland where we can mine for
exactly
precious minerals, things that are really, really important with the AI race. We've also got the ability to now, I don't know if everyone's heard of the Golden Dome, but basically think of the Iron Dome in Israel and put that on steroids. That is the Golden Dome. It'll be for full protection of the United States. Greenland being acquired and being able to be part of the Golden Dome is actually pretty important if you're looking further down the road. Whereas most missiles that will be launched by Russia kind of take that path. So the earlier you could intercept any missiles from Russia or say China, the better. So that's a big part there. And this is in perpetuity that we would have.
That's what I was looking for. They don't have to negotiate the timeline. That's what I was. Yeah.
Yep. There's no renegotiations at all. So we did get a lot of the things that we were wanting. Basically, if you had owned Greenland, these are all the things you could do anyway. So we don't have the American flag that we're stamping down in there, but we got the next best thing, especially when you're talking about we are in that global empire building era, whereas we might not be going to war with Russia anytime soon, but if something does happen and we end up in global conflicts and we need to keep us and our neighbors safe, we need to keep the Western Hemisphere safe. These are all things that are extremely important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Agreed. Absolutely agree. And what's it? Kaneem, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, man. Again, not necessarily a fan of how he did it, but I get it. He shot for just shut up and give it to me, and for okay, I'll take my military bases and my minerals and all that other stuff. I get it. Art of the deal, as it were, but in a global bully sense.
Sometimes you got to come in a little hostile. I mean, he could have come in a little less hostile, but to make it made it very, very clear. Whereas, like, he wasn't going to take no for an answer on certain things when it came to Greenland, which, was kind of important. Where this is all going to become very, very important as more of that Arctic Circle opens up and you have more trade that is running through the Arctic region.
Absolutely.
As you have more of Greenland that is being exposed and able to be mined. Well, we would kind of like those minerals. Would you want that to go to us, or would you want that to go to Russia or China, who is very adversarial to the idea of a Western economy and Western ideals? So, it's the long game here.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is a chess versus checkers kind of thing. But a lot of people getting their butts kicked in the process. It makes me, if I were in Canada, I would be saying, shit, I don't want to be the 51st state. But you know what I'm saying? After what you just seen with Venezuela, after what you just seen with Greenland, I don't know. I can't wait. Maybe I'll ask that question of Jar tomorrow night.
I talked to JR about it, and he was like, I'd love to be an American. I'm like, oh, okay. So we got a little bit of some differing of opinions here. Whereas I know people that live in Canada that have said it, where it's like, I would have been completely okay with Canada becoming that 51st state, which of course it'd probably be more than the 51st state. You'd probably have to split it up regionally and things like that.
Yeah.
But like, I know several people that would have been fine with it that are Canadian.
Yep. Oh, I'm sure there were plenty. And
especially when they're going to be like, well, we got to give up some of our healthcare, but we also don't get taxed out the butt.
well.
Yeah, but if you talk to some Canadians, it's like, yeah, okay, their healthcare system is like free and kind of better, but they have to wait 9 months to a year just for a simple little surgery. Is here in America, it's
or a test,
a month or two.
Oh yeah. Yep. But at the same time, you're only able to do a bunch of that because you have America as your neighbor, who's taking the brunt of a lot of your costs that you would spend on your military. Whereas in like a lot of these countries talk about, well, it's like, wow, we have free healthcare. We have all these robust social programs, that America just doesn't have, they free college or something like that. Well, it's like, yeah, but we spend a bunch of money on the military to keep the ocean safe for trade, which also benefits you. All of these conflicts we handle because we have that military, and that's kind of the sacrifice that we've made. We don't have free healthcare. The rest of the world does because they
can focus on stuff like that. Yeah. We got Obamacare, which screwed everything up. But that's a whole nother issue for another stream, maybe. And Andy dropping some facts here. Absolutely. Appreciate you being here tonight, Andy.
Loopholes and gray areas, 100%.
Yep. Facts, man. Facts. Hence the tax code. But again, trying not to get down the tax rabbit hole right now. Oh my goodness. We got one more thing, right, BC? I think we still got one more. All right.
And this one is crypto related, because I figured we'd end it off with this. Have a little bit of fun with it. Oh, hit my the wrong button there. There we go. So this one's a little fun, kind of embodies a few of the things that me and CCM really stand for in the crypto space. Let me get this unmuted, and here you guys go.
So if you are an institution, and I know plenty of them because I index equities in their space and create indices that they can invest in. So if you want to invest in the S&P 500 and you don't want oil or airlines, I'm one of dozens of people that does that for 1 to 3 basis points. Maybe there's 100 people. That's a well-known market. During the period where there was a lot of optimism at the end of last year, there was an assumption that the Clarity Act would pass. And so a lot of work was being done at the analyst level of pension and sovereign. And lo and behold, what did they find? Because they're agnostic, they're not emotionally involved. They don't care about one coin over another coin. They just look at the numbers. And the numbers tell you only need to own 2 positions to capture 97.2% of the entire volatility, the entire crypto market since inception. And it's just Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the bad news for everybody else, nobody gives a shit about them. That's true. And I don't even have anything else except Bitcoin and Ethereum. I looked at the same data. I was working with the same funds saying, wow, this data is pretty empirical. I was lucky to dump all the poo-poo coins long before the October 20 meltdown. So my performance in the sector, while it hasn't even held anywhere near my gold and silver, is better than I got rid of poo-poo. That's where we're at. So you've got 3 big issues: yield on stable coins and the fact that you don't need anything else except Bitcoin and Ethereum. And if you want to market another token, You need $100 million, $200 million a quarter just before you'll get anybody to even reference the price of them. So if you go on to any financial services network, Al Jazeera, you can go on to, any cable operator, any news outlet, they talk about Bitcoin pricing every day and sometimes Ethereum and nothing else.
Well, first off, that's not true, because they all blow smoke up Solana's ass. So let's be honest. I mean, not that I'm a Solana fan, you guys know, but seriously though. And okay, I'll say this and I'll let you go off on our rant. I don't give two shits what he's got to say, because you're late to the game, dude. And your buddy Mark Cuban gets, almost, $750 million taken out of his MetaMask account because he doesn't know how to secure it. So don't talk to me, dude. Don't talk to me. Anyway, all right, go ahead. My rant's over.
Well, I mean, he was earlier to the game than a lot of people, especially when you're talking about that class of wealth.
Yep.
There's still a lot of people at his wealth level that are like, I wouldn't touch Bitcoin. I wouldn't touch Ethereum.
Yep.
So I do give him credit for that. Whereas, like, you're even though you're this wealthy, you're still willing to take some risks down that risk curve. I was surprised to hear that he owned Poopy Doopy coins. That really blew my mind. And especially as, both me and you have really, really railed on, the poop coin market. And more and more of the space seems to be going in that direction. And but it's nice to hear, we're a little more vindicated in our positions when some of the wealthiest people have come to some of those same conclusions. Like Bitcoin is what matters. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Ethereum because of, the Ethereum Foundation and all of that. But like, that's neither here nor there. It's still one of the biggest cryptos that has things built on it for legitimate use cases.
Sure. Absolutely. I'm with you. We're not telling him to go buy, or anybody for that matter. Again, wait, where's my banner? Not financial advice. There you go. Meme coins. Shame on you. That's all I'm going to say. You know what I mean? And especially if it started at Pumped Up Fun, but let's not, and on Solana. Anyway, but whatever. But BC's right. I would love to see this space go back to where it started, to the ethos of where it started. I mean, BC's, and I have literally on streams and behind the scenes said that, I don't know, I've lost count at this point. I've lost
more
count.
times than not.
Yes. Yeah, and BC said, and he's got the money. Yeah, exactly right. He does. He absolutely does. You're not wrong, brother. You're not wrong. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh, no. We've talked about it more than we've talked about probably a whole bunch of other topics.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like it is one of the most important parts of crypto if we really want to see crypto be that digital revolution that, really brought me here, that brought a whole bunch of the people to the crypto space to begin with. And so we've kind of transitioned to something weird the past cycle and a half. But it seems like there's been a little bit of a push within the crypto communities to kind of get back to our ethos, to kind of get back to Bitcoin, to get back to having a peer-to-peer network, to seeing Dash be something bigger, to seeing a lot of these other alt projects kind of embody what crypto was supposed to be.
Yep. Which you hear BC say it a lot that, you know, because we'll be talking about like the Clarity Act, or matter of fact, I think we discussed it here on maybe a month or so back, where we were talking about the rollout on 48 countries of the new rules for crypto starting in 2026, stuff like that, across the globe. And BC's right when he says, like, so who cares? You know, like, use decentralized this, that, or whatever. And that, I think, but okay, let me rephrase that. I think that this push with these rules over in Europe, the Clarity Act here in the States, and the fights over stuff like he was mentioning with regard to stablecoin yields, that's the crap that's gonna force further development of DeFi networks, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Well, DeFi and privacy is really
absolutely, with the privacy, absolutely.
But like, it's I mean, Andrea says, well, let me bring it up on screen. Well, it's like nothing but love here, except that I think what crypto was supposed to be will not be, because it's too late now. And I mean, in some instances, but
I agree. Yep.
You're really seeing that push. You're really seeing that push on some of these alt projects to get back to what the space was about. That's why Dash is exploding all over X right now. It's doing a whole bunch of work. It's been updating a whole bunch of its protocols. It's been adding more privacy features to it. So like, Dash is really trying to embody what the crypto ethos was.
Yep.
And the more that you see Bitcoin and Ethereum get adopted by the TradFi systems and just end up being integrated in it, the more that you'll really see people take that step away from it, because it no longer actually embodies it. But it's like, yeah, I might store my value in Bitcoin, but I'm not going to pay my buddy in Bitcoin because it's going to be too valuable to end up paying him with. So what am I going to use instead? And that's where the crypto space can really get that move. Where it's like, yeah, everyone knows about Bitcoin, but as we continue to see more and more happen politically and geopolitically, and we have more and more of these problems, you're really, really seeing groups of people that are starting to complain in the ways that like a crypto person would complain. And it's like, hey, bud, I've got something really, really cool for you.
Welcome to the party. Yeah. Welcome to the party. Good to have you. Oh, man. I know we're getting, this will get us off on a little bit of a tangent, but I'm interested to know if you guys think that, are we going to see them trying to stop stablecoin yields in this new Clarity Act? The bank's going to get their way. What do you think?
I'd say no. And just because it's like, we're too crypto friendly. And while the banks might complain, it's better for the dollar. And that's what matters.
But do you really think Congress thinks it through that way? I'm trying to word myself correctly here, because I don't know. I as I've been following this whole thing, all I see is swamp. Here, put this in your pocket, put that in your pocket, put this in your pocket, and you know, that's all being like with the bank. That's what they're doing, in my opinion. That's my opinion.
That's what I was just gonna say, is like, I don't think the stablecoin yielding will go away. I just don't think the banks like it, and they'll probably do and use anything in their pocket or their power to stop it, because it's taking money out of the banks, to where then they can't use your money, so then they can make money for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like at the end of the day, though, I don't think that in the short term, it's not going to matter, because the whole government's going to be shut down on Friday.
Yeah, anyway. I know. Again, right? We're going to go through it again. Yeah.
But if you have if you have everything in line and the government's back open and they're really pushing it as, you know what, we're having the right all vote for it and we're going to keep the yields, then it doesn't matter.
There you go.
You're going to get it passed, and it's more beneficial for the dollar if you do, because one of the bigger buyers of short-term bonds that keeps the money rotating in the American economy and in the fiat system is your stable coins.
Amen.
So,
which is what they wanted, right? That's what they wanted. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So
agreed.
Like, why would you shoot it down when this is the biggest avenue for us to move debt around?
Absolutely, I agree. I was just curious what you guys thought. Tony, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Go Seahawks. We may have some Seahawks fans here in the chat. Let them know if you guys are Seahawks fans. Now, I'm just going to say that I'm in New England, so by default, I'm a New England fan. So there you go. Anyway, what's Andy saying?
The wheels on the window-licking economic bus go round and round.
Oh, Andy, I love you. Awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Which, they could stop going round and round if more people would just get into crypto, Crypto fixes this.
Amen. I think, wasn't that our last week? Oh, no, sound money fixes this because we were talking gold too and so on. Yeah. So, but it's true. It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Used properly with the right ones, you know what I mean? And I say that wholly believing that depending, like if you want to live on it, I don't think Bitcoin's your item. I just don't, you know what I mean? I just don't. I don't think Ethereum's it. I wouldn't mind Litecoin. I use Litecoin sometimes for trade and that kind of thing, commerce. But yeah, I'll tell you what, the more, and you hit, there you are. You hit on it, BC, when you were just saying like all the development that's happening on Dash. Wow, man. And I'll tell you what, it's like something new integrated every time I go into my Dash Pay wallet. You know what I mean? It's just, that's what you need if you're going to live on crypto. And you can literally, well, we've all seen Joel Valenzuela. So he's been doing it for 10 years. There you go. There's your answer. But what's the chances that people will voluntarily go there? What do you think? I don't think it's high until the pain gets just unbearable.
Well, and that's kind of that push. Whereas, like, I'm okay with things kind of getting a little bit screwy because there is the alternative. It's like you don't have to be in the fiat system, and more people just need to be fed up with the fiat system.
Facts.
The thing about the fiat system is the fiat system only works as long as all of us play their game. As long as you agree that the dollar is worth $1 and I'm willing to take the dollar in exchange for this item or service or whatever, then the fiat system continues. But if you have enough people exiting the fiat system, all of that crumbles. And then you can kind of get into some other areas of changing things, because now you have a stranglehold on the government. Whereas, like, sorry, your dollar's worthless. So if you want us to come back to your system and you want all of this to keep working, then you got to do what we say now. And that's why I've called crypto a digital revolution, because that's what it is. It is a revolution that is all digital, and we actually have to use it and then use the power of it. We could just never go back to the system and actually have a world that's of the people, by the people,
for the people. Amen, brother. Amen. Oh, man. See? I knew I liked BC for some reason. There you go. No, it's more than that, honestly. But yeah. No, I agree with you 1,000%. But the key that you said there is, enough people have to go and actually use it. That's the key. And I don't know about, well, I do know for you, but like I that's why I do it. That's why I'm out there every day. That's why I'm dropping all these premiere videos. That's why I'm dropping all this stuff. Shorts. I've even started picking up like my short production because that's a whole different set of like viewers than, you know, this long form or live streaming type of stuff. Because I'm trying to expose more people to the lie, the fiat lie. And that's what it is. It's a freaking lie. I'm trying to control my mouth right now. It's a lie, you know? So anyway, save me from myself, guys.
Anything that only exists because of a government decree probably shouldn't exist to begin with.
Amen. Amen. Can I get an amen? Well, I don't know. I think we sufficiently hopped all over the place there. What do you guys think?
Well,
no, not at all.
Not at all. Yeah, nah. We were slacking tonight, let me tell you.
I was gonna say, well, they got their BC rant, so I don't know what more I can give them.
Right? What more could you ask for? Exactly. That's funny. Well, what do you think, guys? We're almost at an hour. Appreciate everybody that's been in the chat. We're here every Monday night. If you have not already, guys, you know the drill, man. Like button, subscribe, share. Appreciate all of you doing that. You guys want to go around the horn a little bit here and tell us what's going on, or tell the people what's going on with you guys?
Badel, you can go first.
I'm just not really doing a whole lot. Trying to stay warm. Kind of look at updating the firmware on my bid axes without taking the chip out of the dang thing. So,
oh boy,
I don't know, we'll see. Well, it's kind of like an SD card that you can pull out to update, and I have like some of those SD card readers, but where they're at, I have no idea.
I gotcha.
I mean, I don't think it's that hard. It's yeah.
Go. Then he'll never find it. If we do that, he'll never find it.
I've had a bowl of chili sitting here for at least 30, 35 minutes, and I'm like trying to occasionally take a little bite because it just smells so good.
Oh, and chili is the perfect food with this weather. Perfect food for this weather.
So my question is, so you were choking on food earlier. How did you choke on chili, sir?
It was I was eating handfuls of the oyster crackers. Just the oyster crackers.
I love oyster crackers.
You know, it's like when you eat saltines, you can only eat so many until you need to take a drink of something because then your mouth and throat gets so dry. Yeah.
Yep. Facts. All right. You going to be with us Friday night? Badel? Yeah. All right. Cool beans. All right, BC. What about you, man? You got some extra stuff going on this week because you got like Piper Academy with OC covering for Piper, right?
Yes, sir. Piper is on a cruise for the next 2 weeks, so I'm covering the morning shows. It looks like I'm going to have to change my schedule on streaming, so I'm probably going to be going live in the afternoons. I've been trying to build up some still content for my channel. It's going really slow, so hopefully some new videos coming out soon on that. Me and LBC want to tackle a really big topic for this week's recording. So he wanted to talk about immigration. So that should be a good one. Look for that one coming out next week. We didn't get a chance to record this weekend with all the weather and everything going on and people busy.
Yeah. Life. Yeah. I'll tell you what, the last one you dropped, the counter this, double thumbs, baby. I was like yelling at the screen as you were doing your thing.
Well, I appreciate it, sir. For all of you that don't know, that is Counter This 01 on YouTube and on Rumble, and should be coming soon to Spotify. So I'm working on getting a Spotify distributor so that you can just listen to the podcast in the background for It's about an hour show. You can just listen on Spotify. So that should be coming here soon.
That's awesome, BC. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear it's kind of like growing like that. Have you seen like a slow and steady increase on YouTube and stuff with like subscribers and watch hours and stuff like that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So there was a bit of a push in the beginning, and then kind of leveled off, and then just steady growth for now. So
Nice.
the last one that we dropped, most watched video, and
Really?
then yeah,
Nice.
yeah, and then also on Rumble, got the first video because that was the first one that I dropped on Rumble. It got like I think something like 40 views.
Not bad for like first video, man.
Yeah, that's with no promotion, no anything. Yep. Like I literally just told people about the Rumble last week. So
sweet. I'll tell you what, it's definitely good topics. If you're not following BC on Counter This, man, are you missing out. But especially if you like a little bit of controversy, it's a little pepper in your live stream. This definitely the right place for that.
And sometimes we put on some tinfoil hats and we go on some theories. So conspiracy theories, that is. So
what's Andy saying? Andy saying, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I love you all, but I'm boycotting crypto for the next 3 months. I promise I'll try to jump in and hit the like, but I can't listen to any more crypto content right now. Hey man, I get that. And she says right here, I need a break. Believe me, I make the content and sometimes I need a break. I completely get it. But Andy, you're welcome anytime. I mean, you can just lurk. It's all good.
We've kind of talked about that a little bit on Mondays, mainly on Fridays over the last couple of weeks of like, a lot of us are just burnt out. Like, I mean, I've been thinking for months now of just stepping back for a couple months and just, getting off of crypto YouTube and not going live, not making videos, like none of that, just to be myself. But then it's like, whatever. It's a couple hours a week. Not too bad at least for me. I mean, YouTube.
Yeah. Everybody's different. Yeah. Everybody's different. Well, hell, that was the theme of last Friday's Crypto on the Rocks. Okay, that's it. I'm busted right now. I got nothing,
Well, that's why I do some stuff that's besides just crypto. Because it can be a little bit exhausting to just talk crypto all the time. So that's why I like to talk a little economy. I like to talk a little politics. I like to talk a little, social problems, and gets you a little break from it, and you get to use your mind and stuff. So
it's still kind of tangentially related in some degree, depending on the topic. But yeah, absolutely, and that's why I love the whole premiere series that I'm doing, because I'm starting out with like sound money, and now I'm working into economics. You know what I mean? So it gives a little bit, don't get me wrong, I'm still tying in crypto, gold, silver, or whatever, but like it's a bit of a break. It's a bit of a break, even with that to some degree. It's not crypto 24/7 kind of thing.
Well, then we've talked for a couple weeks now here on Mondays about AI. And
yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say AI could be crypto related, but it's really not.
Well, again, it's one of those fringe things that, like, could crypto be involved with AI? Sure. You know what I mean? But like, and is there crypto companies in AI companies in crypto? Sure. But like, AI in and of itself, like watching the guy get shot by his little robot. So yeah.
And it's more just like a world impacting than anything.
Yes.
So it's kind of a topic you can't just like. I was like, well, I care about the economy, so we're gonna have to talk about AI at some point.
Yeah, no, facts, man, facts, and completely relates, BC, like you were saying, with stuff like precious metals and your coppers, your all this stuff that you're gonna need for the growth of AI. So, Badel, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bud.
No, I was asking if you guys have watched any of the CES videos in the last week or two.
No.
Consumer Electronics Show?
No.
Oh, I don't know. I had a gummy yesterday and I went on a binge.
And
Nothing but like CES YouTube for some reason. I don't know. But it was like so much stuff there. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Okay, that idea is stupid, you know? And it's like some of them are like, oh, we're gonna make a electric drill that pretty much looks like a handgun. Like, no, like
awesome.
What's the point?
I know a few people that would absolutely love that.
Yeah, like there was one that had a hand drill. It was all digital, like a screen. It had like, you know, the level on it, and you could put in the torque amounts, the spin RPM ratio, and the depth because it had a laser on it. And it's like, okay, that's all cool and all, but that's for like a DIY home user. Like, if you know how to use a drill, you know how to use a drill. Like, I don't need a $300 drill to drill 1 inch into a 4-inch piece of wood. Like, I can put a little piece of tape and a tape measure. Like, you know, oh, but that's old school. Yeah, but I don't need a $300 or $500 drill to do that for me. You know, after it takes me 5 minutes to program the dang drill to do that.
Yeah, there's the breakdown right there. 5 minutes to program it. Yeah.
Like some of the robots that they had there were pretty cool.
Oh, there you go. Stick with crypto, Badel. There you go.
It was like some of the stuff that they had there were just, it was interesting. Some of them were just kind of like,
oh shit,
we really don't need that product, but okay.
That was funny. Yeah, I get it. All right, let me bring everybody up to speed for me, and then we'll get out of here. So tomorrow night, assuming he's okay, because I can't reach him, I'm hoping Jar's okay. Jar and I will be live at 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow for Matrix Money Podcast. Matter of fact, oh my God, I almost forgot. Next Tuesday night, we've got a special guest again. This time, it's JR. So make sure you guys are here next Tuesday for the Matrix Money Podcast, and we're going to get JR talking on the Matrix Money. So that's tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern time. JR the following Tuesday. Wednesday morning is the next premiere on my Crypto Mindset Minutes series. And then Friday, again, 7 p.m. Eastern time, Crypto on the Rocks. I have like been, it's kind of funny. I've been super like consistent with, oh, maybe a Band-Aid is in the house. And look at that, gifting 1 CCM membership. Thank you so much. Appreciate you doing that. Hold on. Here we go. Membership has its privileges. Welcome to the CCM family. And maybe a Band-Aid it's great to see you here. Thank you. And I appreciate that. For members, listen, you got access to early access to videos. You get members only videos. Of course, you got the great emojis, but you help me write my ebook. If you're paying attention in that community chat, you have a bunch of things. Matter of fact, I tried to make it easy. I actually posted like a pinned post in the community chat, so go check that out. It'll tell you everything that you got access. Well, what's good is we're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon here for the Band-Aid. So you made it right onto the wire, but I appreciate you being here, man.
You came in about an hour too late.
Yeah, I know.
You can still go back and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we'd take those watch hours. And it's funny that Andy said what she said about like needing a break. I have been trying to be super consistent. Right now, I'm doing 2 premieres a week, 3 live streams, 3 video clips, and 5 shorts every week. Not to mention blog posts, newsletters, and all this other stuff.
Putting the work in.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying. I mean, you know, got to do it. All right. I say we wrap it up, guys. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for being in here. Maybe a Band-Aid shout out for you. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. And hopefully we'll see you guys all next Monday night, 7 p.m. on the Eastern time zone for the next HODL the Line. But right now,
with the new outro song too.
Oh, you'll have the new up.
Oh
There
yes.
we go. There we go. Well, we're going to use the old one to dance our way out of here tonight. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Yeah, fingers frozen, call it ice on my grip. Wallet getting heavy, yeah, it's making me trip. Charge doing backflips, but I'm steady, don't slip. Never fold, got a diamond script, no eclipse. Wolves in the market, they circle and pray. I'm a bull on parade, charging every payday. Paper hands crumble, they just fade away. I'm stacking sats, building castles where I stay. Diamond hands, I ain't letting it go. Stacking up, yeah, I'm watching it grow. Riding waves, yeah, I'm surfing the flow. Up and down, but my faith never low. Diamond hands, yeah, they gleam and they shine. Through the storm, I just hold the line.